Hi there. Welcome to the YouTube Teen Staycation series, brought to you by the Ottawa Public Library. My name is Jennifer, and I'm going to show you how to make candy sushi. So there's different types that you can make. There's nigiri sushi. So it looks similar to this, where you can use different types of candy on top. I use blue sharks, but you can also use Swedish fish. Then there's maki rolls. So there's some that looks like this or this, but you can be as creative as you like. The items that you'll need are crispy rice squares. You can buy them yourself or you can make them. Some chewy fruit squares. And this I used for the pretend sushi on top, or pretend salmon on top of the sushi. Then you'll need an assortment of candy. I would suggest that you buy candy that you can easily cut with a sharp knife. Then you'll need some fruit tape and some fruit leather. And this again, you can buy from the store or you can make on your own. You'll need a cutting board and you'll need a sharp knife and a knife that you can use for details. So in order to make these types of nigiri sushi, you'll need to use the chewy fruit squares. And I would suggest you put them in the microwave for about 8 to 10 seconds because you just want it to be soft enough for you to manipulate. Afterwards, when you shape a rectangular form out of the two chewy squares, you could take your knife and you can make little indentations in it on the blunt end of the knife, just like that. Like that. So then you'll take your crispy rice squares and you can cut it this way or this way. I would suggest cutting this way because you can form it a little bit better. So cut that in half. Put that on the side for now. And then you may want to round the edges a bit just to make it more look like a piece of rice. Then you'll place that on top like that, just like that. And then you'll take your fruit leather. And what I like to do is to add different colors. So I cut out a small strip. But then I also cut out a strip from the other one. And that's up to you, depending on what colors you have. I sort of like the blend of the two colors. And then I placed it on top to add a little bit of detail to it. And then you would wrap that around, just like that, to make your first one. For this one, I took the piece that I had cut off. For this one that looks like this, I took the piece that I had cut off and my blue shark, but you can also use a Swedish fish, place that on top, and then you'll cut out just a tiny strip of your fruit leather. I like the detail of two different types of colors, but you could use any color that you like, or any color that you're able to find or buy or make. I place those together in a strip and then wrapped my blue shark around the crispy rice square, just like that. For the maki rolls, I took a piece of my crispy rice square. I cut that in half, make 2 long rectangles. I'm going to put one aside for now. And what I did was I sort of formed it like that. Now you can break it in half because you're going to put a candy inside. I chose a little Swedish berry. You can choose some other things. There's some gummy bears in here. There's gummy worms. There's also some other gummy treats. And then sort of shaped my crispy rice square around it and had it sticking out just a little bit. Just like that. In a nice circle. Now I took my fruit tape and I wanted to wrap it around so that it went maybe 1.5 times. And just wrap like that. And then you can cut it with your knife. And just sort of place it together. Another candy sushi that you can make is this one here. It has little rows on top, little fish eggs. So again, you would take your rectangular piece of crispy rice square, and then you want to form it into a circle. This one's a little trickier because you want to make sure that it's short enough that when you wrap your fruit tape around, that it leaves a little bit of an edge on top, an edge that would overlap. So you could take your crispy rice square and place it on top like that, just to see if you have an edge. And I think I have a good enough edge. So I'm going to wrap that around. Cut that off, cut that piece off, so that will create a little well. Now, I'm going to take these guys here. These are easy to cut, but also the gummy worms are also easy to cut. And I would like just the red piece of these ones. I'll put those aside, and that we'll use later. And I'm just going to cut just like this. Just be careful with the knife because it is sharp. So if you need any adult supervision, please ask, or adult assistance. Now you can also cut it a little smaller if you would like, depending on how much time you have. And these are some fun activities that you can do with your friends, you can do by yourself, or even if you're taking care of smaller children. Maybe you're babysitting this summer, or you're babysitting throughout the year. These are some fun things that you could do with them. So then I'm going to place it on top and make sure that they stay well. There you are. So I hope you like making them as much as you like sampling your delicious creations. Enjoy!